How many pieces of processed American cheese, aka Kraft singles, do you think you could eat in a minute without any liquids? I don't know. I'd have to test, okay? You're telling me that I gotta go to Costco, buy a fat pack, and test my limits. 60? That's so fucking many. No shot. I respect your bravery. I don't know if I could do that many. I love American cheese melt. Cold American cheese is like one of the most disgusting things to me. Like I love American cheese is goated because it melts unlike any product should. You know, like American cheese has the best melt of like any cheese. Maybe not it's up there for also cost to cheese, right? Cheap cheese melts really good, tastes good. It's a goated warm melted cheese. But American cheese cold, whew. I can eat a lot of American. Now, if you gave me a grilled cheese, wait. If you gave me a grilled cheese with like 60 pieces of Kraft singles on it, I could actually crush that in a minute for sure. That I could do. 60 cold Kraft singles. I'm not even getting through like a quarter of it. I feel like I couldn't even. Maybe I could do like 15 in a minute. But it's so gross to me. I don't know, man. Only true use, yeah. People who shit on American cheese. We gotta make up a slur. Okay, wait a minute. This is a strong start to the stream. We gotta make up an insult rather for people who make fun of American. Well, making fun of it's fine. I poke fun. Is American cheese funny? Yeah, absolutely. It's also good as hell. Okay, and if you're fronting on that, we got a problem. Okay, let's make an insane statement. I'm just saying, man. Just personal preference. Yeah, no, they're not. Especially the cold ones. Like they're not. What about American cheese itself? Also, I understand. Okay, if you're like, you know what, I don't like American cheese. I think it's fine. It's people who talk down on American cheese specifically. I think that's where we start throwing hands. In the cutting edge. Yeah, maybe I should use the word insult. Let's go back to an insult for people who talk down to American cheese. Also, people always say American cheese is like 90% plastic. That's just not true. If you look up like what is American cheese made of, it gives you the breakdown. You know, Google, if you Google that, it is a lot of water. So what it is, it's water and emulsifying salts. But American cheese is a processed type of cheese made by grinding and melting natural cheeses like cheddar and Colby and then combining them with water and emulsifying salts. So it's literally just other ingredients like milk, powder, fat, and color. Like American cheese is mostly just other cheeses, cheddar, Colby, salt, milk powder, excuse me. American cheese is cheddar, Colby, salt, milk powder, fat, and and like food dye. That's it. People view it as I think American cheese is a great example of like how people are afraid of the word processed. Processed just means you did something with it, you know? If you like, it depends like you know, all cheese is all cheese processed? Yes, all cheese is processed. Yes, that's what I thought. You literally have to, because cheese does not, you don't grow a cheese tree, right? You don't grow a cheese it's processed. You have to turn milk into cheese. That's the act of processing. A lot of people are like super scared. This is a process stream. True. A lot of people hear the word process and they're like, oh, gross. Without realizing that like everything you eat in the modern era is processed. I think I respect, if you want to change the wording to hyper processed or whatever, I think there's a fair conversation there. If you want to avoid, more power to you. But the simple word process is deep in the cheese. Yeah, we're starting the stream deep into the cheese iceberg. The processed mind of an American. Okay, wait. That is a good insult though, saying you have like a processed mind. That's funny. But even so, like things like bananas, apples, like any fruit you eat is genetically modified. Every fruit you eat 100, 200 years ago was small and bitter and didn't have many nutrients, right? but people view it as, oh, it's a bad. It's such a modern misunderstanding and modern era of like privilege. I genuinely like the more it feels like being like anti is like a privileged take of like, you don't realize how much work they've done to make like the Americans can have the diet that we have and eat like dog shit because scientists put so much work into like fitting calcium into your Little Debbie snacks. Like we can be like, oh, processed food sucks, but it's because we get our nutrients now. No one's dying of like, in the US, no one is dying of like fucking malnutrients because we can get it through dumb shit, which I think is goated. You know, I think minerals in the water, goated. Anyways, we're getting off topic, but wrong way to start the stream. Wrong way to start. Kind of new for Halloween event, trying to make modest. Shortly for Halloween, right when the better to sell shortly before Halloween, or when I would say right. Yes, I would say like one or 2 days, or like right when the event starts. I would say when the event starts, people learn the strats, things like that. What's up, Crowded? Worst mods left to catch? Dude, I am like so close to being done Xanarchy. Pretty much nothing. I've caught all the really bad ones. I'm trying to think. I have all Phenos done. All Phenos are done. I'm only finishing JOHTO PokeDex today. Not we gotta start the stream actually. Let's properly, you know. Just got ads. Yeah, how you should have, if they're truly listening. Where's the cheese ads? True. Based. Okay, let me I'm gonna wait until Rumel's out of ads before we start the stream because I love Rumel so much. Okay, that's out of respect for the king. One guy on the team, 131 feels on. That's fucking brutal. That sucks. Phenos are tough, man. Phenos are just so, you know, I always say start Phenos early. They're out of your control. Whenever something's out of your control, it's tough. Do. What's up, Sparkmaspliff? I love saying your name always. What's up, dude? Happy to have you, man. Once Rumel's out of ads, we'll start stream. We manifest Alvahundra. Ah, dude! Don't be. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness. Okay, Cody with the gifted sub to Rumel the King. Also, wait, Clarko. I'm in a good mood today. Clarko resub. Okay, also Clarko being tier 3. What the fuck, dude? Resubscribed for 12 months at tier 3. They've been subscribed for 25 months. What the fuck, Clarko? Also, can I have a refund because of this turbo go? Is there a cheese called British cheese? British cheese. I think it's just like cheddar and still all cheese just originates from England. It is really funny. It is the most American thing to like invent one cheese and be like, what should we name it? American cheese. Okay, that's real. Okay, that is... There is some good memes there. Like, you know, I'm fighting for American cheese rights over here. At the same time, it is pretty funny that like the one cheese we have is like, what should we name it? Also, let's make it more processed than other cheese. Also, let's name it American cheese. That's fair. That's funny. Season bingo card yet? Fuck. Events? No, I have not. Love bingo cards for that meme. Okay. British cheese is just, yeah, cheese with beans baked into them. I would try it. I would. I mean, okay. Wait, you want to know the most wait, chat. Do you want to hear the most fucked up irony of all? The most ironic thing on this planet is I actually think that beans on toast would be better if you melted American cheese on it. Just made like, you just make a grilled cheese with beans in it. That literally would be better than like beans on toast. Anyways, we're getting off. Like, I think that's the most ironic, the saddest part of all. Anyways, so it would be better if they used good beans. Yes, that's what I've always been. Yes, Choco, this is my take. I think beans on toast is actually like, it's a doable meal. The problem is they use the like 50-cent like the worst beans in the world. And I'm not against low quality stuff, but Heinz beans just suck. For the UK, yes, so much so. And they'll meme on us because they'll be like, oh, because we do a lot of brown sugar beans in the US. Like the base is made of brown sugar. And then they do like ketchup based beans. And they'll be like, oh, of course, American beans, you know, sugar. And like, you know, okay, you can meme on us for that. It's kind of funny, but they're better, man. They're so much better. Heinz beans are $2 a tin. You're getting robbed. They literally can't sell Heinz beans for like 50 cents a can here. People won't buy them. Heinz beans are too processed for me. Okay, that's really funny. I remember all natural American, my organic. Okay, that's funny. Free range beans. Yo, beans on toast goes crazy when you start whipping out the free range, the free range beans. Okay, Yankee. Okay, dude, I give credit where credit's due. Britopians calling us Yankees is so funny. Bringing that back is really funny. Anyways, okay. Okay. Can we start? We're like 17 minutes. 17-minute intro. Okay. This bit verbally. I'm pretty. My schedule's fucking packed for today. For some good reasons. Okay. I gotta start the show. We got stuff to talk about. I'm in a good mood though. I've been loving. Okay, oh my god, I gotta fucking get into it. Okay. Alrighty, fellas, good morning. My name is Patrouski. Welcome back to our PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, upcoming catch events, and just conversation that's happening inside the PokeMMO sphere. It's an honor to have you guys. Welcome back. I'm feeling excited, fantastic. It's been really nice taking on and off breaks and kind of taking a little bit more time off of stream, focusing more on guides and video content. You might have noticed I took like 2 days off stream recently. Both of those days I made very, like, I think in-depth, like, nice guides, put them up the next day. It's felt amazing, and now I'm excited to be back streaming. It's like the perfect. I hope you guys have. I appreciate your patience. I feel a lot better. I hope you guys feel better with the content. I want to always make you guys content that I'm like actually passionate about making, and that's where I feel like I'm at. And I want to make sure I always do that and make the right steps, even if it's a little risky at times or scary. Let's jump into the real thing you're here for, the upcoming catch events in PokeMMO. There is Let It Snow, a cryogonal themed catch event upcoming this Friday. This is in 2 days if you're watching the live stream, in 1 day if you're watching the recap of the day it comes out. It's at 2 p.m. ET. That is my time zone. 2 p.m. ET on the 29th of August. That is Friday. I probably will try to stream this. If I have, I will try to stream this. Twist Mountain Unova. Cryogonal +10, Woobat Neutral Cubchoo -2, Nature bonuses, Calm +3, Timid +2, and then prizes, Shiny Cryogonal +1000 RP. Fantastic rewards. Really cool shiny. If you don't have one because you didn't do shiny wars, it's a great shiny. It's honestly like kind of a rare, and I wouldn't say rare, but like uncommon is honestly a great way to put it. Uncommon shiny, even though it has a time swipe horde. That time swipe horde is only available for certain time periods and seasons within PokeMMO. All right, next up, the Love Disc catch event happening on the 31st of August, Sunday at 1 p.m. ET, Route 19 in Kanto. Gonna be catching Love Disc. This is most likely a fishing event, okay? So make sure you bring, I don't know, there's pretty rare that Love Disc is like, I think it's only a fishing encounter. Let's actually double check in game. So you want to make sure you have your correct Pokemon rod. So you can find it very common. And you guys, let me, 1 second, let me move this really quick. You can find Love Disc very common at Route 19 in Kanto with a super rod, or uncommon with a good rod. So make sure you get your super rod in Kanto before this event comes up. That's always important to remind you guys. You have everything you need. And if they're level 25 to 40, if you're super rodding, it might be worth to either quick ball or net ball this event and have, the question becomes sticky hold. Sticky hold's an ability, or honestly, well, I guess nowadays you have Chum Bucket, but Chum Bucket gives multiple encounters. That'd be worse. Chum Buckets are probably bad for a catch event. It's interesting. I don't know how much people have tested this stuff. It'll be cool to see with all the new fishing buffs and fishing changes recently, how people approach a fishing catch event. Okay. First place prize, Shiny Love Disc, like a kind of uncommonish fishing, like shiny. 1,000 reward points as well, of course. The best time to win free RP is right now before event season. You're too nice to me, Insane Anime Boy. How you doing today? Welcome to the chat, dude. Okay. Smeared, a new catch event listed pretty recently. Smeargle catch event. I love the name of this. It's called Let Him Paint, which is really funny to me. Let Him Paint. Let him cook, man. Let him paint. Sunday, the 7th of September at 1 p.m. ET, Route 6 in Kanto. Snubble, Golduck, Gyarados, Smeargle, Growlithe, Jigglypuff, Vulpix, Abra, Meowth, tons of different species to catch during this event. And then it is a shiny Smeargle. Shiny prizes all around. Shiny Smeargle prize. Your choice of 2 moves, nature, 3 IVs. You can go 3 times 31, 1,000 RP. Fantastic catch events coming up. And then we have some amazing suggestion box stuff to go over, which I'm excited to jump into. Now I want to preface as well. If I ever disagree with a suggestion box post, I want you guys to know that doesn't make it bad. That just means that personally, it's just, I don't personally feel like it's the best for the game, or personally don't love it for whatever reason. That does not mean it's bad. It takes a lot to think of an idea, to put it out there, to be, you know, vulnerable, and to actually be that man in the arena, okay? So if I ever, like, you know, disagree with a suggestion box post, always know that I still respect the people for posting it, and they are not wrong in any way. I just disagree with it. Let's jump into it. Someone says, an idea to buff catching Pokemon for profit. Hey, I thought of a way to make catching profit for viable. For those who don't know, catching Pokemon for profit was very viable for a very, very long time, and I used to always recommend to new players. I loved recommending catching Pidovs and Pidgeys and like low-level flying type egg males on Route 1 in places like any region, Kanto, Unova, Hoenn. It was so cool. It was a way that new players could make like 150 to 200,000 Pokeyen per hour at Route 1. It was very fair. Like, that's a reasonable amount of money that a new player can make and should be able to make, in my opinion. But it wasn't like too broken. It wasn't too easy. It was, in my opinion, it was totally reasonable. Okay. And in my opinion, because of alphas, the constant alphas bleeding in 2 times 31s into the game over and over and over again. And then also not even just 2 times 31s, 3 times 31s. I think a lot of times with alphas, people forget that when an alpha is 2 times 31 guaranteed, that means getting a 3 times 31 is only a 1 in 6 chance. Because normally it's a 1 in 6 for a 1 times 31. So to get that extra one beyond the guaranteed, it's a 1 in 6. Every 1 in 6 alphas is 3 times 31, not even just 2 times 31. Where, oh man, a 3 times 31 represents how many 1 times 31 Pokemon? It's 2 1 times 31 Pokemon is 1 1 times 31, and then you would need, so is that 4? 3 times 31 Pokemon, I believe, represents 4 1 times 31 Pokemon. I'm terrible at math, but if my math is correct. Which, that's insane. You know, that's crazy, essentially. And it makes it really tough for the 1 times 31 market to ever keep up and compete. Nowadays, you just skip over 1 times. You go straight to 2 or 3 times because the alphas are so strong. Anyways, let's read what this person has to say. They put a lot of work into this. For many years, do they almost mention it actually? For many months and years, I haven't read this yet. The price of wild mons has been plummeting. Many species are worthless in terms of money. Some people are asking for a nerf of alphas, but nothing really seems to go in this direction. And catching my profit is dead for most species. Yes, unfortunately, this is the case. Imagine an NPC who would trade 1 Shido for 2 or 3 mons. You trade 2 or 3 mons for 1 Shido. Okay. We give 2 or 3 mons to the NPC. The NPC gives us a low IV Ditto, maybe even like 15 across. So this is like an interesting idea. With that system, the price of a single mons will never be 0. At the current Shido price, 5k. 2 mons for 1 Shido. That means every mon is worth 2,500. If an NPC trade 3 mons for 1 Shido, that means every mon is worth 667. It's not a bad idea. My problem with this, and maybe you would just see this as like an extra like add-on thing. My problem with this is that it would make catching for profit so boring. Like, the cool part of catching for profit, in my opinion, when you call, I think we just need to nerf alphas. I think nerfing alphas is the best way to go about it, because it brings back catching for profit in the old way, which was a good system in my personal opinion. I don't think, not every old system is good. I think most of the time, like, adapting and progressing is good, but I think the old catching for profit was fantastic, right? And when Pokemon's whole thing is, oh, gotta catch them all, it was really cool that catching was an actual, like, profitable, good gameplay loop that was really encouraged in PokeMMO for many years. Now, my problem with this is that it makes catching for profit really, really, really mundane. Previously, when you were catching for profit, you'd be like, oh, hell yes, a 1 times 31 attack Pokemon with 20 plus in 3 to 4 other stats. That's awesome. I can sell that as a breeder for good money, right? This doesn't solve that problem. It just makes every Pokemon have like a base price, and it makes it really, really boring to where you still have that same problem of nowadays you catch a Pokemon with 1 times 31 attack and then like 20 plus in 3 other stats, and you're just like, this sucks because it's not worth anything. You're just like sad. You're just like, that's a bummer. Fuck, man, that sucks, you know? It's just not worth as much as they used to be, you know? You used to be able to catch Pokemon with, you know, decent stats all around, and they'd be worth something, and that's just not really the case anymore. They're still obviously worth something, but not as much as they would, you know, like back this. Not that prices need to stay the same forever, but they should still hold some. You should still be excited when you catch them on, even like 20 plus in every stat. That was the big thing. I mean, to be fair, this is like better than I expected, but they haven't been sold in a while. But like if these cost, this used to be like 20 to 30k a mon like this, and maybe that's too high. I'm not saying they have to stay the same price forever, but I'd love to see a mon that's like, this mon is almost 25 plus in every physical stat. That is insane for 5k, and it's been up for 3 days. I would like to see this at least. I would like to see it be like 20k. I don't know. This is like a really good one, especially. I think having that held value is important, because then it makes your mons worth more. It makes the effort you put in actually worth more. It makes every other catching mon. You want things to hold value. If nothing holds value, an economy is boring. I think that's really, really important. Everything becomes homogenous. I think that's the problem that this kind of continues, is the homogenous pricing of everything. That's my problem with it. But I respect the idea. Next up, we have a lot of simple suggestion box stuff. When was the last purge for team names? I don't remember when that was. We just had the username purge. Why not have the team name purge? Really simple suggestion. Not a whole lot to say beyond that. Yeah, why not? Yes, please. And then Xanarchy, very similar, simple, good post in my opinion. With Shiny War now being the event that has the Shiny boost, I want to propose that the remaining events get reworked boosts that actually like fit their themes. I really like this. I'd never liked, for those who don't know, like 2 years ago or so, they released the first ever Shiny boost in Pokemon with the Christmas event, and I thought at the time it was an apology. They released like a 10% Shiny boost with or 20% like 2 years ago. I was not a fan. It was kind of insane, but I was like, you know what? They were late to releasing the Christmas event. I think that's why they did it, but then they brought it back every year, and it's like, okay, we don't really need a Shiny boost every single year. That creates certain like problems and work and like trying to like plan for that and only playing during that time and etc, etc. Especially like when the event's going, I want to do other event stuff. But I like the idea. I don't mind the holidays themselves having a little boost, and I think I'm a big fan of this XP boost. I think if you want to boost anything in PokeMMO, I think boosting XP is one of the best things we can do, because most people aren't XP training as endgame content. People do shiny hunt as endgame content. It bothers me. I see a lot of comments of people being like, oh, who cares about shinies? They're just visuals. They're just vanities. That's like saying, who cares about mounts in World of Warcraft? Or who cares about, oh, it's just a diamond. Who cares about getting your wife a nice diamond ring for her wedding? It's just a vanity. Like, well, no, it has sentimental value. There's a value we attach to it as humans, whether you want to accept that or not. Shinies is a piece of endgame that people value. That rarity and that integrity matters. Whether you feel that way or not, you have to empathize that other people feel that way, right? However, XP boost is not really like that for the most part. I'm sure there are some people who like their favorite thing to do at endgame is leveling as many Pokemon as possible to level 100, and that's fun, that's cool, but it's not the average, right? I like the idea of an XP boost. Like he says, for the Halloween event, I would love an XP boost. With the event raids and Pumpkin Boss, high-level Pokemon are in high demand for this event, so it'd be great to have XP be boosted. Xmas event have an item charm boost, previously being the shiny charm boost, but as Shiny Wars now has that, it could be different for people wanting to go farm some extra items. I love it. I like the boosts impacting like the way you play the game and making it more engaging. If I'm an Iron Man, maybe I want to plan around amulet coin farming more during the Xmas event, right? I like the idea of it, of like kind of changing your gameplay in a creative way versus, okay, shiny boost, let me just go shiny hunt, like, you know, every single event, right? Lunar New Year event can remain as the yen boost. For those who don't know, there was like a 10%, or was it more than that? A small boost to Pokeyen gained from like trainer battles and gym reruns last year, which was, I think that's a fair boost. That was cool to see. Nothing wrong with that, right? You even do a battle point boost. Well, I thought this was a fantastic, I like this a lot from Xanarchy. Great post. All right. And then a big one as well. Yeah, also, that you bring up a great point, Dylan in chat. Yeah, XP boosts helping people prepare for events. I think XP boosts during an event is fine, because then it helps people XP train any raids on the fly. If the devs want to release a new raid every day for like 14 days in an event where people have to like, oh shit, now I have to like prepare 6 new mons for this raid. We can only prepare as much as we possibly can, right? But sometimes a new mon comes out that you don't have, you got to prepare for. Why not have an XP boost? I think that's a genius idea. You're still putting in the XP training in general. I love PokeMMO and I love grinding, and I think grinds are awesome and grinds are really important. You do not want to remove too much friction from video games because then the reward does not feel the same. I think if we're going to ease up on any reward, if we're going to ease up the grind on anything, I think it should be XP a little bit. Anyways, yeah, on to player-owned housing. Now, player-owned housing, I'm so glad it's being brought back up and being talked about. I talked a lot about player-owned houses in PokeMMO like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Me and my stream have discussed player-owned housing in PokeMMO for the past 2 or 3 years, but we've kind of got left by the wayside with other possibilities, other updates, other things, right? But player-owned housing, or even I've talked about the idea of a guild hall forever. I think Team Mister is in desperate need of a guild hall. We have so many players, active players. We literally can't all fit on one channel for a team picture, which is that sucks. That's crazy, right? I love the idea of a guild hall to do that. But anyways, I like that PokeMMO housing is being brought back up. I think it'd be a cool Pokeyen sync, or Clue represents some like RP syncs. I am okay with some stuff being RP, but I guess RP you can buy with Pokeyen. So honestly, maybe it's fine. I think that maybe it's fine. Actually, it might be fine now the more I'm thinking about it. So let's go ahead and see what he says. Let's read through this a little bit more depth because he put a lot of like effort into this, which is fantastic. Introduction. The housing update for Pokemon is a concept update that gears to allow players to have another goal to go for, and Pokemon while also having another money sink for mid to late game players. This feature would provide a goal for most players to strive for, give them a new way to customize their experience, and be able to socialize and show off their homes to their friends. This is so important in an MMO environment. While also benefiting the economy by being a money sink and a money redistribution tool, this feature would be built into the base ROM through Generation 5, but could include features from Generation 4 Hard Gold. Okay, yada, yada, yada. What I think is really, really cool, people don't realize, well, I think maybe people do realize, MMO players do know this. MMO players know how much money people are willing to spend for dumb vanities, right? I mean, look at Shiny Wars. People spent billions of Pokeyen, right? In old school RuneScape, there is an item called the coin stack, which you can build in your player-owned house in old school RuneScape. That coin stack is literally just a coin stack that sits there on like a pedestal. That coin stack costs 100 million gold, which is a lot. Obviously money, I haven't played RuneScape in like 4 years, so money making's changed a lot, but like it would be somewhere along the lines of, what's the equivalent to PokeMMO? I'm trying to think. It would be if you had like a vanity in Pokemon that cost like a household thing that probably costs similar amounts, like 50 mil, something like that, right? It would be crazy. It'd be crazy in my opinion. So I think it'd be cool. I think people would buy it, you know? Anyways, let's jump into what else Blue has to say. How would this work? How could it be implemented? Generation 5 Unova is home to many unique housing styles, which seem to be their own instances, and also seem to have their furniture and decorations generated via some sort of code. You could also argue it could be implemented with the Heart Gold, or not Heart Gold Silver, I'm sorry, the Hoenn secret base mechanic. You could just expand that. There you go. I'm going to skip through a little bit. You can go through this in more detail if you want on his own forum post. You can always find all the forum posts I cover pretty quickly on the PokeMMO forums. This is under the suggestion box. It was posted August 14th by Clue once again, if you're looking for it yourself. All right. Permanent housing deeds in the gift shop. Starter home deed could look something like this. 2 flat deed. Brit spotted, but this is cute. I do like it. Spacious home deed, like these are really, I love that he went around and these are perfect layouts in my opinion. Very, very cute. 2-story home deed. I love this. Limited deeds can also be obtained during certain time frames. Mediterranean, I love this visual. Limited deeds. Drayden's dead, like this is cool. I love his house. This is a cool one. You can literally repurpose the assets that already exist, which is so interesting. Mansion deed. Exclusively for the rich, ultra like this is so, I love stuff like this. Furniture items, he sources. I love this is a little pumpkin that they made already. I love the idea of repurposing stuff that's already made into other pieces of content. Why, you know, I think it's a fantastic use of time. I've also always, I don't know about you guys, I've always loved this globe that's in like the Poke Centers. I think it's so fucking cool. I would love to have this in my own home, in PokeMMO, in game. And then now I think the biggest thing with player-owned houses is it can't all just be visuals. You want it to be a lot of visuals, but I do want it to be some benefits. Hilariously, I think me and my stream 2 to 3 years ago discussed the idea of incubators. in player-owned houses. Now incubators are actually in the game, but in a totally different way than what we were talking about. Back in the day, we toyed around with the concept 2 to 3 years ago on stream with the idea of your house having a standing like incubator type egg system where you can put your eggs in the incubator and then it would hatch them faster. You couldn't hatch like, you know, the 8 to 15 eggs you can now in Pokemon, but you could hatch the 5 eggs you could at a faster rate. And I thought that would be a good change that would cut down on the hatch time by like 10 to 20%, nothing crazy, like, you know, like we have now. But, you know, I thought that was a cool small buff to hatching. Now we can't really do that because of what they just added. It's already too strong. That would be really, really fucking insane. But it was a cool idea 3 years ago before the current incubator system, unfortunately. Anyways, your mom. You can convince your mother in game to come live at your home. When in your home, your mother will heal you if you're putting it in time. I think this is really cool. Oh yeah, unlocking a PC, unlocking your mom, where you can sit at your in your home and hang out there. I think it's a cool hangout spot. Player shops. I love the idea of this. This is like already exists on the forums. Why not like take it to an in-game system? Home invitations. There's a lot of really cool stuff here. I really like that Clue and Arceus apparently like went through and like really like laid out things. We've talked about a lot of stuff intangibly and vaguely in the past on my streams. We never really laid it out like this. So that takes a lot of work. So I appreciate Clue, and also Epoch made a video, right? Yeah, by the way, Epoch recently I heard made a video on this, which I'm glad that other content creators are picking this up. I've been talking about it with my community for 2 to 3 years. I'm so glad that it's being brought back in discussion. It's becoming more discussed, and a lot of people seem really open to it, which is really cool. So it'd be a lot of work to implement player-owned housing, but I think it could be a really, really cool thing for the game. I believe that's the last topic of intro I wanted to cover. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all the ramble spiels and just being involved in what's happening inside PokeMMO as a community and as a game. People are always discussing things. There's always ideas, always events. You know, let's actually play the game though. Let's actually jump into playing the video game now. I'll see you guys with any good questions from chat. Okay, hopefully no F there. Yeah, I always forget that, Fly Happy. Thank you. What's up, dude? I'm good, man. I have a little no F. Yeah, okay. Fucking thank Arceus. Thank Epoch. But now every time I say Arceus a lot as like an insert because I think it's funny. Because people say like thank God, but I like the idea of Arceus being like a catch-all. That's, I don't know, Pokemon. I don't know. It's funny to me. But now whenever I say thank Arceus, I just sound like I'm saying thank Epoch. That's based. That's funny. Anyways. Okay. We got an extra layer. When did alpha? There should be an alpha soon, right? I thought there's gotta be. Could be wrong. Okay. Gotta do our little Iron Man clip and intro today. Alrighty, fellas. It's time for another beautiful day on the Iron Man account on stream. I have, I think, two big things on my schedule today. Okay. Gym rerun, which we're already at the location. I'm starting at under 800k. I'm fucking broke right now. Under 800k, as well as, I'm going to be XP trading my Honchkrow. It's level 31. And then I'll also be doing my Jimmy run and finishing my Johto Pokedex today. I am so excited for that. My first Pokedex ever completed on the account. It's going to unlock the Fire Ability Patch. I have 5 Pokemon left. Apparently, there's an Alpha spawn right now. I actually am going to go catch that. Wait! That Alpha spawn is going to save me. It's an Alpha Magmortar. What are the fucking odds of that? I literally just bred a Magmortar off stream last night that I was going to EV train and XP train up. That's crazy. Alpha Magmar, not Magmortar. Okay, that's actually good then. Either way, good to know. Someone said, okay, good to know. That's very funny. But anyways, these are the mons we have left in our Johto decks, okay? Today we have these Pokemon to catch / breed up. We have to go wild catch 1 Happiny. We have a Rhyhorn to EV train and XP train up to a Rhyperior. We have to go wild catch a Tangrowth or a Tangela and level it up 1 time. Or we have to EV train, XP train a Magmortar, and we have to breed. We don't have the Magnezone. We have to breed a competitive Magnezone today and then EV train, XP train that up as well. So we have a lot to get to. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go to the alpha first. Thank you for the compliments on the haircut, by the way, chat. You're too nice to me. Move that over. Let's go to the alpha. Good call. That is a good... Magmar is fantastic. I'm so happy to hear people... Yeah, I've been really enjoying getting back to guides a little bit, Usopp. I'm gonna have to. So I have a Honchkrow that I'm gonna use with Sucker Punch regardless. But I would love. The meme is I'm also waiting for a Honchkrow hidden ability or an Alpha Swarm. I really need a Honchkrow Alpha Swarm. I've been waiting for one, but there's only so much you can do to control it. Well, hilariously, fuck the this sounds harsh. Fuck the Moxie Honchkrow. I don't need that. What I need is a Prankster Murkrow. That's honestly, yeah. Thank you, Vincent. That fucking sucks, Jagdelicious. I'm sorry to hear it, man. Shiny Chong looks like I got shiny from it. Yeah, that's rough, dude. Xanarchy's PC exploded during like Shiny War. That was like there's so many. That's so fucking brutal, man. Let me go. Sinnoh is the alpha. Right, Moxie Honchkrow. Yeah, having one would be fantastic. The problem is if I get one alpha. So if I get one alpha Honchkrow Swarm, I'm not going to use it for a Moxie Honchkrow. Prankster Murkrow is way more important. Then if I get a second one, then I'll use it for that, right? That's the strat. It's just a very limited resource. It's kind of like, oh, Patrouski, if you had $1 million, would you buy a Ferrari? And it's like, well, no, like, yeah, that's cool, but that's way down on my list comparatively to anything else. Not to, yeah. I'd prefer the Prankster Murkrow is fucking crucial for raids. Well, Prankster Honchkrow is another thing. You go Moxie Honchkrow. Prankster Murkrow is crucial for raids for Tailwind and Haze and other things like that. Alpha's random. Yes. They are. It's like a set list and well, as far as we know. Yeah, Prankster Murkrow is one of the most important raid mons in the whole game. Yeah, that's of course, Dan. That would be the real dream, Dan. That'd be the dream, Dan, is to get one Alpha Honchkrow Swarm and then get one of the babies having hidden. But that would be so good. No, yeah, for sure. Okay, let me temporarily dump all this stuff in here. Grab my catching Pokemon. And like this. The Magmar. I do want to chip it down, but not do too much damage. What's the best way I can do that? Maybe fake out with like this. I don't even know if that'll do that much. I don't even remember my spin dough. Whoopsie. I need a Moxie Honchkrow. It's used for certain PVM activities, like the red refight, I believe. Let's throw this away and grab Spinda. There we go. What does your barber do for a living? Come on, man. My hair is just fucked because it's wet and it's coming down a little bit. It does look fine. It's me. My hair is very thick and dense and it wants to like weigh itself down instead of just like being pushed back. Dude, hell yeah, Tally. I appreciate, a lot of, I appreciate you naming some of the mons. Coronet, do you want to know the fucked up? Coronet, you're gonna hate me. I have 4 shinies on the eye. I'm so sorry. Dude, yeah, it's crazy. Like, oh, also, oh, wow, oh shit, I just realized 700 hours flat. That's awesome. We're starting today with 700 hours. That's beautiful, man. What was the 4th? There's Corsola, Beedrill, Tentacruel, Ponyta. What'd you get? It was a while ago. I haven't gotten anything in a while. I love my cake. There you go, Tyler. But, dude, I have 4 shinies on my Iron Man at 700 hours. It took me 2,200 hours to get a single one on my main account. It's just one of those fucking it's just one of those fucking things, man. Shiny luck is a cruel mistress, for sure. For sure. I think I do want to do this first. Enter with 0. Yeah, good luck to you, man. 2020, good luck to you, man. It's cruel. Skill swap first. I can't believe I've already played 700 hours on this thing. Not that I play like an egregious amount of hours. I play like a pretty reasonable amount of hours on this account. I don't play a crazy amount. I probably play about 30 hours, 30, 40 a week. Like which is like a lot, obviously, but not like shiny war levels of 100 a week, you know? True moon. True moon. Okay. Let me go this and go fake out the chip. Yeah, it's just the consistency, Ken Chicken, exactly. Yeah, I haven't even like it's 3.5 months now. Dude, the iron, it feels like I'm still within like 1 to 2 months for the iron. But I've been doing it for fucking 3.5, which is crazy. We will do movie Patrouski takes today. I do have a lot of takes to do. Yeah, I can't believe how fast we're into the Iron Man, dude. Yo, Keck, wait, what's up, Kurt? Thank you for the 2 months of subs, dude. I really appreciate that. And we will have movie Patrouski takes today for sure. Don't worry. I just payday this again. Even crit shouldn't kill. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, this we can't payday. Now we just Pokeball to lower the stats a sec. The total encounter. I don't know. Well, the problem is the encounter counter hasn't existed for the total time on the account, so I wouldn't know. I have not gotten a shiny on the encounter counter, so I just don't know. On the official one. I could go back and check the math, but well, lobby went. Wait! Ken Chicken, was it you? I need to know who it was. Okay, wait, let me find the wait. Let me grab something. One sec, chat. Pause. Why is Jumpluff not banned in random? Yo, you're spitting facts. Coronet, you're spitting absolute disgusting facts. Why is Jumpluff not banned in randoms? My king. Yes. Oh my god. Jumpluff is I haven't played randoms in a little bit. Jumpluff is my least favorite mon to play against in randoms. If you don't know, or just change the set. Jumpluff is a cool Pokemon. The problem is in randoms, they always go, is it Thunder Wave? It's Substitute, Thunder Wave, Leech Seed. So the strategy is just outspeed your opponent, set up Leech Seed, spam Substitute, and oh yeah, Encore T-Wave. It's the most if you don't have a like T-Wave, even if you have a T-Wave resist, if you don't have a Leech Seed resist or a Leech Seed immunity, and you don't have a Pokemon that's faster, when Jumpluff is super fucking fast, you just can't. It's very low skill. It's very like if your opponent keeps it in the back, doesn't show you that information. Sometimes there's just no way to beat it, and it's very unskilled, and it's very slow to die to, which also sucks. That Pokemon fucking sucks. I think there's Shedinja, Wobbuffet, Jumpluff, things like these, like uncompetitive mons, just ban them in randoms. It's just not fun. They're not fun. They're not enjoyable. They're not skill based. I'm no PvP expert, but I feel pretty strongly on these ones. I could be convinced otherwise. Don't get me, I'm not the arbiter of truth, but I don't. As someone who has used those mons and been against them, I love Jumpluff. I actually used to run a Jumpluff in OU back in 2013. That was Swords Dance, Aerial Ace, because Acrobatics didn't exist. It was Swords Dance, Sleep Powder, Aerial Ace, and then it might have been Sub. And that, like, if you're gonna do like okay, I outspeed you so I get some advantage set, do an offensive one that at least can kill your opponent quickly, or get punished by priority, or get punished by Icicle Spear, or get punished by a Sleep Powder miss, or there's so many things that could punish that, right? The Sleep Powder stuff is just fucking boring. Yeah, do an offensive set. That would be sick on a Jumpluff. I'm so glad you brought that up. It's supposed to be here any day, Tally. We have no idea. We have no idea when. Someone else brought. Oh yeah. Did I open this? One sec. Okay. Okay, I have a non-PokeMMO related piece of business, chat, okay? Who was this? Raise your hand. Who was it? I was playing Team Fortress 2 the other day. And somebody fucking noticed me. I thought it was the cutest. I was sitting there like, oh my God, please don't realize how dog shit I am at TF2. Who was this, man? Shout out to fucking Liam Lime. I was playing Pyro, which my least favorite class in the game, trying to get the quests done, embarrassing myself. I love TF2. I'm terrible at it, but it's such a fun game. I'm a scout main in TF2. It's fun, the speed. I love the flying guillotine, my favorite weapon of all time. I used to be a big Sandman into flying guillotine combo before that was nerfed way back in the day. Nowadays I do the rap assassin and flying guillotine just for fun. I'm terrible with it, but it's fun. I thought it was so funny. So shout out to Liam. So wholesome, so funny that someone recognized me in TF2, man. That was a really cool experience. It was really fucking wholesome, dude. That was so sweet, man. Least favorite? I hate Pyro. I think Pyro is... I don't like low skill characters in games that are counters to high skill heroes. Now, to be fair, Pyro isn't really a counter to high skill heroes, to be fair. But he is a low skill hero, and I hate dying to him, and it tilts me. Now, should I just get better and hit my shots? Yeah. Do I blame the Pyro? Like, no, not really. I'd rather, like, an engineer, in my opinion, is a much, like, you could argue engineer is low, but, like, not really. Like, you can use a shotgun to, like, do some interesting stuff. Where you can actually, like, address his turret or avoid it once it's set up. Like, Pyro feels a lot more silly. I don't like Pyro. I don't think it's bad. Maybe, I don't think it shouldn't be the game or whatever, but, yeah, I fucking hate Pyro. Anyways, here is our Magmar caught. Jolly Nature's kind of awkward. It can be physical, but it's got the special stats anyway. This will most likely just be a breeder. I don't think... I was going to say, I don't think that Magmar's hidden ability is relevant. But you know what? Vital Spirit is actually good against Darkrai Raid. I wonder if there's any validity to running, like, Focus Blast, Vital Spirit, Mag Mortar in the Darkrai Raid. It might be an option for the Iron Man, honestly. I have the Primip, though, so we're probably fine, but we'll have to see. All it does have a high skill weapon. I think TF2 does a great job. I'm not trying to... I think TF2 does a fantastic job. When I say that the words, I don't like low skill characters that counter high skill heroes, what I'm thinking of is things like Sombra in Overwatch. I love Overwatch. I think I actually prefer Overwatch to TF2. I respect TF2, don't get me wrong. I love Overwatch, okay? However, I think Sombra is the biggest glitch in the Overwatch system. I think Sombra is the worst designed character I've ever seen in a competitive video game. Like, it's that bad. To like that, like, there's no excuse for Sombra being in the game. If her hack was a projectile that lasted longer or was buffed in some way, sure. Her hack being a right-click auto-aim is the biggest joke, most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The fact that someone can, if someone is a Hanzo or if someone's like a Cassidy soldier, whatever, and they're playing against a Genji and they're just a worse player, or they're like, a soldier can beat a Genji, they're losing because they're like bad, they're like a worse player. I fucking hate that they can just switch to Sombra and turn off Genji's 3,000 hours of practice. I think that's like disgusting. I think it's like literally embarrassing. Yes, I actually couldn't agree with this more. When Sombra's in the game, yeah, it's not even... Sombra ruins the fun for, like, every... I think it's just an unfun, like, unskill-based character. It's just a, yeah, it's just a counter switch, yeah. Anyways, I really, really don't like Sombra. So if you like her more, I'm not even trying to say like, oh, my way is the highway. I'm just, you know, feel free to disagree. I really don't like Sombra. Where are we going? Unova for gym rerun. We got that Magmar catch. Channel 70 is full. What the fuck? People be like, is PokeMMO really popular, Patrouski? Seems kind of like a dead game to me. Channel 70 is full. That's fucking crazy. Move this here. Let's go grab our gym rerun team. Earl, Timid on Oshawott, do I keep it? Ooh, what do you plan to use it for? Probably. It depends what you plan to use it for, but dude, I think I love a nature role like that. I would just breed another one, you know, if you really want a physical one or a different one. Or each channel, we don't know, reindeer, it depends. And it's also at one location. I would more than 100, less than 150, I would say. is what it seems to. Maybe it's 100, 120-ish. I can tell from like Team Mister trying to organize. I was in channel 128 yesterday. It's probably around 100 people, and it's 100 people at that one spot in the game. Not like in the channel across the server, at that one spot in the game. So if there's 100 people, if we're getting switched to channel 128, for example, and there's 100 people per, that's 12,800 people. Okay, this is a great... Here, I just got switched to channel 70 in PokeMMO. It said, well, it said channel 70 is too full. And it's just so funny to me. People always ask, you know, is PokeMMO that popular, Patrouski? Like, how's it doing? How's the player base? We don't know for sure. I have to, everything we go off of when it comes to PokeMMO's popularity is based off of guesstimations, based off of GTL numbers, YouTube analytics. Like, we don't have their player numbers and they don't share them. So everything I say is guesstimations when it comes to the PokeMMO player base, but we have good ways of going about the guesstimations. So, for example, someone said yesterday I was in channel 128. I've seen, you know, that I've seen similar situations. I can speak to that with anecdotal experience. Now, I could also speak with anecdotal experience, to be fair, that I would guess, we don't know how many people are allowed per channel. I would guess around 100, maybe 120, okay? The reason I know that is because when Team Mister tries to organize for a team pick, we can't fit everybody on one channel, which is a huge problem, right? We have about 150 or so active members, you know, maybe 120 people show up to the team screenshot. So that's why I get that like 100 to 120 number. I would say that I would bet you the channels allow 100 to 120, and that's at one location in game. That's not across the whole server. If you could have 100 people in channel 1, from my understanding, I could be wrong, but from my understanding, you could have 100 people in channel 1 in Viridian, and then 100 people in channel 1 in Pewter, and then in, you know, Lavender. Like, they can be whatever different locations. It's all about channel plus location, right? So using our calculator, if you got to channel 128 and there's 100 people per channel, that equates to 12,800 people at that one location in game. 12,800 people all running to like one alpha ditto, for example. That to me is pretty crazy. If there's that many people running to like one thing, I think it's safe to like times 5 or like times 10 that number to get an idea of the concurrent player base or the players like online at that time. I think that's pretty crazy. Maybe, you know, that's just numbers, guesstimations. Feel free to disagree. But I think I think PokeMMO is doing well population-wise, is what I always say. I think the market's rough. There are, you know, things start with negatives, but I think population-wise, we're doing pretty freaking well, thankfully. Especially if you can upgrade your Jimmy Run team Mind Slump, but especially if you're starting, start with Double Typhlosion. I still use them on my main account and this account. You can do like 6 pillars. There are other strats. I have 3 different if you just Google PokeMMO Jimmy Run guides, I have 3 different guides on my channel. One is super basic, one is intermediate, and then one is more advanced. I can link you. I would recommend the advanced guide and then the intermediate, the advanced and the updated one. So here's the advanced, and then here is the updated. Oh my god, shut up, Via Patrouski. Okay, let's finally start my my gym rerun. This was here. Let's update. I'm gonna update my name before I forget, because I always forget. So I'm gonna do it before I start the run. 34. We're gonna pop our amulet coin. We caught the alpha. Good progress today, fellas, already. Pat, do you think AI can pay someone to craft me a super specific gym run team? I don't know if I understand the question. Completely new gym run strat. I don't know. I think AI, from my understanding, can answer some PokeMMO questions. I doubt they know enough about PokeMMO to give. AI equals I. Oh, do you think I can pay someone to craft a super specific gym run team? Is it a mistype? Gotcha. I'm dumb. Okay. It depends on, I guess, like what. I mean, you probably could. What do you need it for? What's the, if you, maybe you have like a certain region restriction or like a certain, I could see that. You probably, well, you probably, I don't know. Do you mean like pay someone Pokeyen? I don't know if that's allowed. I'm not sure. You can, I don't know. You can pay for like certain in-game things, but you can't. I don't know. Maybe that is fine. I don't know. That's a good question. Yes, I always say, Kevin, PokeMMO is so international and it's really easy. I'm only English speaking, right? I'm an American. Okay, Kona. It's really easy to miss out on the other international audience. PokeMMO is huge in China, which is a beautiful thing, an amazing thing for our game and for the community. But we don't always see like the Chinese player base, them on the forums. They use a totally different social media called Bilibili instead of YouTube, right? So a lot of like PokeMMO videos for them are on Bilibili. We have to realize we're in our own algorithm. I don't always see this, even the Spanish speaking community. I know about Mega Bladers on YouTube, who's a fucking awesome guy, but from what I've seen, but yeah, we miss out on it's a very international game, and being involved in our own little national pockets, we miss out on a lot of stuff, you know? We don't realize how big the game is. That's super, super true. I really, dude, just fucking what's the written Chinese language? Written Chinese, isn't it? Japanese is kanji, right? Written Chinese language. What's it called? Name. Hanzi. Okay. Yeah, just fucking add Hanzi to PokeMMO. I'd rather, which I think it is. It's got to be. It's got to be in the game, right? I'd rather, as an American, I'd rather just see the Hanzi characters than translated gibberish. Like for those who don't know, when you see a name like this, for a long time, people thought that these were bots. These aren't bots. These are just Chinese names translated into gibberish. Like there's so many of them. When you see, that's a real, that's an English player. But when you see like the first three were all just Chinese players, and we just don't. I'd rather it either translate better or, just show me it in written Chinese, and that would let me know more than the gibberish, in my opinion. I wish the Chinese characters would just appear. I super agree. Maybe then I can learn. Maybe then I would learn Hanzi by playing PokeMMO, and we could fucking start trading. Hell yeah, man! International trading, dude. PokeMMO feels pretty. From what I've seen from my community, PokeMMO seems pretty big in Brazil. I can speak that PokeMMO seems pretty big in the Philippines. My second to third biggest, depending on the month, my second to third biggest audience is the Philippines, which is fucking crazy to me. For a lot of people, for a lot of American video game content creators, their second biggest population is the UK, right? For me, it's the Philippines, which is fucking awesome because Jollibee is the best fried chicken and fast food. Giga Chad. I need to learn. Me and my wife. I need to start. I want to start learning more Philippines culture because I like the idea of understanding my fucking audience like that. Dude. Speaking of, I learned some Philippines lore recently. How many of you guys know about the fucking Pepsi scandal in the Philippines? I just learned about that from like a fucking Instagram reel or some shit. But apparently, it was in the 70s or 80s. Back in the day, Pepsi ran a campaign where it was like, oh, if you have these, like, if you drink Pepsi, you would get these little caps from the bottles, right? And then the caps would have a number on it. And they had basically a lottery system where if you had the matching number, you would win $1 million, okay? Which is so much fucking money, right? Now, they fucked up and they accidentally printed the winning number on like 500,000 bottle, like way more bottle caps than they meant to. So a shit ton of people won $1 million under their system. And Pepsi was like, it was like $50 billion. They were like, we can't fucking pay that. How about we all give you $5 instead? And the Philippines were rightfully like, what the fuck? Like, that's what the fuck? Like, you literally promised, this thing. And they fucking had riots and like car bombed Pepsi trucks. It's like which is pretty crazy, but also like, dude, there's some crazy. And now Pepsi, is like one of the most hated fucking companies in the Philippines because of this. From what I heard as an American, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought this was some crazy lore. I was like, holy shit, bro, the Philippines go hard. It was cool to learn about. Like, I also, Pepsi fucking got away with it. The Philippines government only charged them like a $600 fine, and they just got away with it. And they owed like $50 billion to the Philippines people. I don't know how they got away with it. That's like the craziest scandal I've ever heard of. Anyways. Yes, I can, Morley Street. Sorry. If I ever miss your messages, I'm sorry. it's just because there's a lot of people in chat. Kick is, you know, it's pretty much just you, so I appreciate you hanging out and being there. But all my chats are combined over on Restream via like Twitch, YouTube, etc. But I want to try to focus on, because, you know, I appreciate you being there. Can you have the Iron Man team, IGN, Iron Smoker? I will check to see if I have one slot. So you asked at the perfect time. Yes, I can add you. If you are online right now, I got you. Yes. Whenever you have a sec, just try to be online and unbusy, and I'll get you in. You asked at the perfect time, because once again, only one slot. They got away with it, but I agree. But even then, the government cut was like $600, like so little. Like, why did they let them do that? They should have at least. It's fucking Pepsi, bro. Imagine like having one of the richest companies in the world for ransom when they really like did fuck. Imagine if like Coke killed my mom, right? And they were like, "We'll give you $100." I wouldn't be. Oh yeah, okay, deal. Like, what the fuck? No, I'd be like, give me $1 billion. Get like, what the hell? Get your rightful payment. I don't know, it's crazy. Anyways, the topics in this stream are always. I love how we're a PokeMMO stream first, guys. Heck W. How are you doing today, Spidget, by the way? What's up, King? But it's just a prank? Yeah, like that was Spidget, that was a huge point of it. Was like a lot of people thought their lot, like people cried in joy. Understand? If I won $1 million, I'd be fucking bawling my eyes out, man. Love the Iron Man. See how much was relying. Would it be possible to play through using Sword mods only? How long would that take? Love the Iron Man account for fun, maybe. Maybe storyline only. Would it be possible to do a playthrough using only Swarm mods? It's really funny. I love it. The problem is you'd have to wait. You'd have to like wait for a swarm on Route 1 to start playing the game, right? That's tough. I love it. I love the idea. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. The problem is that it would just be like pragmatically really obnoxious versus that engaging. But it is cool. Making videos, I've honestly fucking loved it, Spidget. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Okay. This I know a lot of people are gonna hear this and get mad. So hear me out. Hear me out, okay? As someone who has worked other jobs, I've worked in a warehouse, demanufacturing computers and server boards. I've worked hard labor. That's medium labor, not hard labor. I've worked medium labor jobs. I worked at a summer camp, being a camp counselor, playing sports with kids. You know, I've worked as other camp counselor positions. I've installed AC units. That was the hardest job I ever worked. Having said all that, in my opinion, streaming is fucking hard. I'm gonna be. You can disagree. Fair enough. Streaming is really fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie. Having said that, I think being a YouTuber is the easiest job in the fucking world. It's actually like unbelievable. At least for me personally. At least for me, and I like streaming. I like streaming. It's not that streaming is bad. It's just so much harder, in my opinion, than making YouTube videos. Making YouTube videos feels like a fucking cakewalk compared to. It's actually insane. Yeah, streaming is just so much more draining, which it's fulfilling. It's not. It's like it's the same way I love going out and playing sports. I love going to go play basketball, right? But I'm still really tired after playing basketball. It's just like that, you know. Then just do YouTube. Oh, I hadn't thought. Oh, that's a good idea. True. If basketball makes you sweaty, don't play basketball. Just sit inside. If you know, if the gym hurts your muscles, don't go to the gym. If anything's ever hard, just don't do it. Just do the other thing. Come on, man. What are you doing? No, dude, come on. Like it's good to do both. I'm not trying to. I don't like when you like. We're in this era of the internet where if you say, "Hey, this thing has some negatives to it," people will be like, "Oh, just don't do it. Oh, how do we change this? How do we fix this? How do we solve this?" No, don't solve it. Just it's like if your wife comes home and is like, "Oh," or your partner, "Hey, I had a bad day at work." "Oh, fuck. Oh, how do we? Okay. You should quit your job. You should get a new one. You should go to HR. You should fucking file a complaint. Leave a bad review." Like, no. Some days it's just like, "Oh man, it was hard." You know? That's it. Harder than 9 to 5? True. Okay. I didn't say streaming is harder than a 9 to 5. I did not say that. I would say it depends. You know, it depends. Perspective overall? Yeah, for sure. I think it's really important. That was a clickbait title. Oh fuck. Based. Giga chat. Make the videos coming out soon. I think we're gonna stream less often. I hope it'll help you feel better and more. I feel way better. I really appreciate it, man. I feel way better. Well, breeding the hatching time we caught it doing. Ever mentioned that ever being able to done on a shiny charm is affect the cost of shunts. I know you've talked about the breeding hatch time being cut, but did anyone ever mention the number of eggs able to be done on the shiny charms? Does this affect the cost of? Oh yeah, for sure. Well, okay. How do I? The problem is like it does it vaguely helps, but like not as much as you would think. A lot of egg hunters just already don't shunt on charms. They just do like donator only or things like that. It's really tough to calculate charm cost and donator cost into the cost of egg hunts. Usually you just calc the egg cost at 30,000 encounters and just don't consider charms and donator status because the calculations are different per person depending on how many eggs you do and stuff. Does that make sense? That's a good question. You won the Gamba. I am better. Based. I feel like a lot of our generation hasn't had like a shitty job super respect of the world. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The reality is every single human acclimates. Every single human acclimates. And that's what we're all fighting against. I don't know if it's like a generational thing or like a sweeping. It's possible. How do I think the problem is that like we just don't bring acclimation enough. So like there's a reason why you see like people will have, you could have something like insanely horrible happen to you.
I hope you're well, King.
Yo, what's up, dude? Thank you for the 12 months, Rico. It's always happy to fucking see you, dude. Much love to you, man. How do I don't know how to give an analogy without being disrespectful, so I'm just gonna use myself, okay? For example, and I don't want any pity, but I think a lot of you guys know this at this point. I was homeless at 18, okay, right? And after being homeless, going to sleep in your own bed you are fucking livid. You're like you're overjoyed. Like every night and every morning, the amount of euphoria I felt for like 2 years after being homeless was insane. You feel safe, you feel comfortable, the feeling of having food in your kitchen, the feeling of being able to walk to your kitchen, like it's your day-to-day life after something horrible, you are literally like euphoric at all times. However, as someone who was homeless, that was now 8 years ago, I always joke with my wife about like I gotta get a new trauma because I'm fucking I'm getting used to it. It's been too long. Like I don't know. You don't appreciate those things anymore. Like even though I was literally homeless, like now I still like nowadays I'll be sitting on my couch playing Minecraft, watching a movie, and being like, ugh, I feel bad. I'm bored, and it's like that's fucking insanely privileged and insanely stupid. Humans acclimate, you know, like 8 years dry. No, that's fucking funny. 8 years dry of trauma. No, that's dude, like yeah, man, it's really it's the biggest curse is like people acclimate. People like it's I didn't want to use this example because I've never experienced this, so I apologize if this comes off disrespectful. And you're still like, don't get me wrong, like you're always, I wouldn't call it complaint. I mean, it's a mixture of complaints. I think the better word is acclimation. Humans acclimate. Because complacency, I feel like implies like a negative connotation, whereas acclimate is just, it's positive and negative. It just happens. The beautiful part of humans' ability to acclimate is that when times are tough and that when things suck for a long time, we get used to it. We acclimate to it. And then when things are good for a long time, we also acclimate to that. And that's bad. So that's why it's like this tough catch-22 of it's our biggest superpower is that humans, we acclimate so fucking fast. Dude, much love to you, just Andy. I'm honored to hear that, dude. What was the other cold shower? Dude, you're kind of memeing, but like It's different per person. For me, if I'm feeling like super anxious, a cold shower fucking is a small. We break acclimation in really silly ways now in modern society, but it works. If a cold shower works for you, hell yeah. If what's it called? Sometimes I'll take a walk in the rain. I know it's raining outside. I'll take a walk in the rain, break acclimation, seek discomfort. It sounds silly, but I will feel so much happier and so much, more joy. I think it's a much, I totally get that. What's the other thing, Clarko? Sometimes doing dumb stuff like that is what's the other common one? I'm trying to forget. I'm forgetting one. Cold showers. I hate cold showers, but that's why it's good, stuff like that, just go into the gym. For a lot of us, like, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't really go. I should, but like going to the gym is one of the best ways. In our modern society is so privileged. We are so comfy that we have to physically go out of our way to go to the gym, right? We have to physically go out of our way to like go get physical exercise because we don't have to do it in our day. We don't have to hunt our food. We don't have to do all this stuff. So going to the gym is a modern, massive mental health boon because it's us seeking it's a really common way people seek discomfort. To feel something. Yeah. I mean, that, I don't know. Yeah, for sure. Look at the game. Not on the main account. I wish I did, Matthias. I really wish I kept my like starter Blastoise. I like sold it or released it years ago. On the Iron Man, I don't know if I do. I might have released that as well. But that one I need the PC space. Taking different routes. Yeah, walking for sure. Trying to like do something you've never done before every week is really, really important. You're somebody could promote that where event season you're like, oh, whatever, Ray, let me just grab some more pieces. Absolutely, that's what I do on my main account. Absolutely. Yes. Patrouski, do you think it would ever be possible / practical to get to a point where you have so many good Pokemon that when the event season arrives or rolls around, you just go, whatever, an X example raid, let me just go grab 6 Pokemon from my PC really quick, but for anything and everything? Is this how guide makers like Cav get things done so quickly and make things look so relatively easily? Yes. It's all preparation. Literally, like 90% of success in PokeMMO is preparation. I've reached that point on my main account, right? I have so many raid Pokemon on the main account. I just go, okay, this raid dropped. Even though maybe it's a brand new raid we've never seen before, I can just go grab 6 Pokemon and go do it. On my Iron Man, I'm not there, right? But I'm trying to get there, right? And I think it's easier to get there. It's not easy to get there. Let me say that. I want to say it's easier to get there than people realize. Like if you just play the game. I always try to, if you want to make progress in PokeMMO, it's really hard to not make progress if you just put the hours in. If you just play the game, you'll make and have fun and do what you want to do. You'll make way more progress passively than you realize. But it is really hard. It's going to take like months to years to get all the raid Pokemon that you could pop. That is peak end game, and it should take years to get to peak end game, right? In my opinion, for an MMO, not for every game, but for an MMO. Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, most like end game. They just have so many. Look at Jedge Guns. Like when he gave away a lot of his mons to me and other people, he had like also multiple builds. That's a huge thing. Is a lot of endgame players. This was the case for PvP back in 2013, PokeMMO as well. Back in 2013, I knew friends who had timid Starmies, modest Starmies, different sets. Like there's just tons of different ways to build Pokemon. So, and you just kind of build them along the way, and you passively build quite a collection. Absolutely. Great question. And then you can do, I always say, the video I released, was it today, this morning? I released a video this morning called like the 20 Pokemon you need to beat all the Halloween raids. Once you have like 20 Pokemon, you can probably do like 90% of raids in the entire game. Maybe even less, maybe like 12 to 15 for like the fire team, the fighting team. You don't need that many Pokemon to do like 90% of raids, but if you want to do 100% of raids, that's when you need like a fair bit more, interestingly. Morley Juna, what's the Morley Street, blah, blah, blah. Please send, Pat, I need to go to bed. I got you. Sorry about that. I totally forgot. It's apologies. Thank you for waiting. Dude, it takes time, Narrage. And also leveling is like a pain in the butt. I get it. I totally get that. There's no, you know, what's the word? The correct path. Shiny objectives. Not a ton. I mean, the biggest things on the iron, I do want to go for a shiny Pelipper on the iron to have a drizzle Pelipper, because that'd be like an easy. I like the weather setters are great as shinies on the Iron Man, because you don't need them to do it. They can just set the weather and die, you know. Shiny Pelipper, and then I really do want a rare shiny. Any rare shiny, any egg shiny on the Iron Man account. It's such a long-term goal of mine. I would love to catch all my Dittos and do that for sure. Shiny Ninetales with hidden ability access is fantastic for that for sure. Great question, Baron. My music paused. 1 sec. Oh, whoopsie. I almost went on the ice. I already built true. That's amazing if so, dude. Nice. Best for Iron Man. I've seen your previous video about asking your opinion for Iron Man accounts. For Iron Man account, just building as many Pokemon, as many raid Pokemon as possible. You don't really need to prep Pokeyen the same way that I would still say try to get like 1 to 2 million Pokeyen as an Iron Man account. As an Iron Man account, you really want to make sure you get the Pumpkin team. I think that's one of the most important things as an Iron Man account. At least for easy mode, I need to start looking into possibly making a hard mode Pumpkin team. I don't know what that consists of. At an equal rate or to some raids only appear. I believe it used to work differently, Atik. I believe the way it works is that every raid appears in each region now. Like it's just if the Galvantula raid releases, for example, day 1 of Halloween, you'll be able to access that Galvantula raid from different raid dens, one in each region. So if you only have one region done, you can actually do all the raids in Halloween. You can't do like Heatran, that you need Sinnoh for that, I believe. You can't do certain things, you know, but you can do. I do strongly recommend getting as many regions done as possible. It's gonna make things way easier for event season. I don't even know the exact number, Roger Rips, to be honest. I would guess 18 to 22. I don't know. I'm very lazy. I usually talk to chat as well. I'm not going for efficient gym reruns when I'm on stream for sure. I always say even an inefficient gym rerun is still great. A bad gym rerun is still good progress. Team Rocket's great. I love him. He's amazing. If you had to surprise region, never visit again, would it be and why is it Hoenn? It'd probably be Sinnoh. I'm gonna be honest. I would lose a fair bit by sacrificing Sinnoh, but it'd probably be Sinnoh. Hoenn might be up there though. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. So Hoenn used to be a lot better. JOHTO coming out nerfed Hoenn a lot. That is the only bad gym run is if you skip the run. Yep, that is true. I mean, it's the same with the IRL. Like any IRL gym trip is a good gym trip unless you skip it. That's kind of based. If you need to just be healthier, you know. Grade A Hoenn hater. I agree with the too much water take. I think that was honestly, that guy nailed it when he said that. Based and true. How are you doing, by the way, Danny? What's up, man? Happy to see you in chat. As an Iron Man, what do you spend most of your Pokeyen on? Good question. A lot of Pokeballs, a lot of breeding. I've probably spent like 2 to 3 mil on this account. I burn through Pokeyen. Like, it's pretty crazy. So on a main account, a good point. People don't I didn't realize when I made the Iron Man account how much Pokeyen I would blow through. Something that we didn't realize, because nobody had really tested it, was that when you buy Pokeballs on an Iron Man account, right? You use those Pokeballs to catch Pokemon, obviously, and you trade them in for a different resource. Once you spend Pokeyen on Pokeballs, you can never turn that Pokeyen back into other Pokeyen or more Pokeyen. On a main account, when you catch Pokemon, you're spending money on the Pokeball, catching Pokemon, and then breeding or selling those Pokemon to get your Pokeyen back, right? On an Iron Man account, you're trading one resource for another, versus on a main account, you're trading one resource for more of that resource. On an Iron Man account, you're trading Pokeyen into Pokeballs for good IV for breeders, right? What's it called? No pros anymore. I feel like, I hope that he was saying too much water, because he was fucking based for that. I think Hoenn has too much water. Giga Chad. I was like, my Unova is level 100 and some. You told him how does the pumpkin work? I think I heard something clear what was going to collect. If you want to learn, I have a video. If you're looking to learn about the Halloween event 18th, I just put out a video called how to prepare for event season PokeMMO. That's going to help you out. How to prepare. This video should answer all of your questions. If you have any specific questions, let me know after this, but just general prep. I mean, even specific stuff should be answered in playlists. Oh fuck, did I not kill the Kingdra? Okay, I think I'm fine though. Maybe did he hit the accuracy lowers? I avoided one attack. Okay, I might be fine here, thankfully. Muddy waters can like ruin this run. After event season, I don't, dude. That's so fun. The problem is after event season is like 6 months away, right? 7 months. I have no idea. I have to recalculate, and yeah, I don't know. That's so far, you know. Event season's a long time, man. It lasts so long. So basically the same, very on water, like on routes, pretty sick experience. Actually, no, I think it's just too much water. Nerd emoji. No, you're right. I just like to brain dead meme on Hoenn. Too much water. I think it's so funny. Simply put, too much water. It's never bothered me. I respect that. I think that, you know, I think Hoenn's a region. If you like water, you like the region. If you don't like water as you know, then there you go. Too much water. A bit of RNG. I think that is still the case, possibly, yes. I need to learn the... I haven't done the pumpkin hard mode much, though. I got coached through it last year, I believe, once. Too much water was propaganda. Yes, you're correct, and I agree with the propaganda. Based. Too much water. Oh, what's the best region? If you like too much water, sure. Your team Aqua. Yes, I loved checking, dude. I loved checking swarms. I loved that shit. Dude, what got me really excited? Dude, I talked about this. If you haven't seen my how to prepare for the event season guide, I put a fair bit of effort into it. I really recommend checking it out. Not to like self-shill, but there's just stuff that I forgot about. So, dude, I totally forgot that last year, the devs said they were most likely going to bring back elf bots this year. I didn't remember that. I had to go back and watch my own videos and I was like, holy shit. I totally forgot about that. That's a big fucking deal. They also mentioned that Mew and Victini will, yeah, like I totally forgot, Danny. And I covered that in my how to prepare for the event season guide. Like that's dope. That, and then the, last year, they also said that they have plans to add Mew and Victini to the game. And they said not this year, as in last year. I think it's very possible we see either Mew and Victini or Mew or Victini this year. There's a lot of, like, information that... so much happens during event season. I'm the one who made the videos, and I don't remember them. Like, there's no way... Like, yeah. Yeah, there's just so much that happens, dude. It's hard to remember everything. Or was crazy? Yes, you're so based for that, Sasquatch. I agree with you. How is the Ditto Cave? True, Porpoise. True. I am Team Aqua. I can respect that. I'm not saying Hoenn's objectively bad. I just say too much water, Tech W. I think we'll add a new region. I have a video on that. Let me link you in a quick sec. There's a video called Everything We Know About Gen 6 in PokeMMO. I've just discussed this topic ad nauseum. So which is, it's a good topic to discuss. I've just talked about it to the moon and back. And, yeah, here you go. If you want to see everything we know about Gen 6 or any possible new region, it's in this video. I went back and I clipped, like, years of years of dialogue. We've discussed this for years and years and years. I'm gonna bookmark this hard mode strat. Thank you for that. Brave Bird, we do need Brave Bird on this. To the moon and back. Oh fuck. I didn't even think about that. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, the most important thing to keep in mind when it comes to like adding a new jet. So PokeMMO has added, a lot of new players don't realize that PokeMMO has not been all 5 generations for most of its lifespan. In fact, we only got Johto in late 2023. We just got Johto 2 years ago. Historically, PokeMMO has added a new region every 2 to 4 years consistently for 12 years, right? For 13, 12 years. No, 13 years. God, I'm bad at math. In 2012, when the game released, it was just Fire Red. And then they added Hoenn, I believe, in 2015. And then Sinnoh in 2017. Or no, sorry. Just Kanto in 2012. And then in 2015, they added Hoenn. And then in 2017, they added Unova. So they went Generation 1, Generation 3, Generation 5. And then in 2019, they went back and did Gen 4. And then in 2023, 4 years later, they went back and did Gen 2. So they have added a new region every 2 to 3 years, or 2 to 4 years consistently. It makes no, yeah, it's always funny to me when a new player comes and joins. Oh, do you think they'll add more regions? And it's like, yeah, I don't see why not, you know? But that whole discussion, once again, it's covered in that video. I strongly recommend watching the video. It's all covered there. I love, because I know Hydreigon can get head smash, which is fucking awesome. I hope that it's a head smash physical Hydreigon. That's the dream. I can't find any info in any video or guide about what Usopp. Do any of the event raids require teammates, or are they all solo? All of the event raids are 4-player co-op. All event raids are co-op. They're all 4-player co-op. Assurance, sorry, it makes more sense. I can dream about head smash Hydreigon in my dreams. I can understand that Assurance makes a lot more sense. I appreciate you letting me down easy on that, with that bad news. I'm gonna balance catching fighting for breeding currently. It's tough, man. But true, yeah, because it has 3 heads. Okay, we need Danny on the balance team. Now we're talking. Raids with viewers? I do raids with viewers almost every year when raids come out. Now it's like first come, first serve, and it's who has the team built, but usually that's who I do it with. I usually do raids with viewers. That doesn't mean like, oh, you know, I only do each raid once. So it's usually like my close friends who are viewers, you know, like people like Rumel, you know. That is, yeah, I would end up missing all 3 head smashes. Yeah, true. Hit the 20% miss on each of them based. While players doing their part, yes, it's really important. It is, I try to encourage, it's really important to make sure you have the proper Pokemon heading into a raid. You will run into people in solo queue who just load up a raid with their storyline team, and that sucks. It wastes everybody's time, you know. It's, I understand if you're like, I don't blame if you do it once, but if you do it multiple times, it's like, okay, what the fuck is going on, you know? If you do it once, more power to you. You got to see what's going on. You got to, you know, I get it. Maybe you don't know what they are. You just go click in and be like, okay, I'm a new player. What's this raid then, you know? No, I will not be doing raids with just Iron Man. A lot of people have asked me that. That is not the case in any other game with Iron Man game modes. That is not the case in old school RuneScape. It would be unpragmatic. There's a lot of problems with doing Iron Man only raids. You need 4 people to do raids. So if there is any amount of active Iron Man in the game beyond the increment of 4, all of a sudden 1 to 3 Iron Men can just never do raids unless people redo them with them for no benefit aside from just being selfless. On top of that, how many Iron Men do you think are going to be prepared for raids? I would guess like way less than 100. And then how many of them are going to be online at the same time? I would bet maybe 20 to 50 Iron Men are prepped for raids. Like, it's... There's... Yeah, doing raids with only Iron Men is just so unpragmatic, and I don't think it's a part of the challenge. The challenge is getting to the raids and getting the stuff for the raids as an Iron Man. You already restricted yourself. You don't need to, like, extra restrict yourself. Yeah, to me, it makes no sense. It's not the case in any other game, but, you know, if you want to do it, more power... If some... More power to you, I guess. But I see no value in that restriction, personally. It's my rule, you know? Yeah, alt accounts have been insane for a long... They're really insane in raids. Or in event season in general. Alts are just so good. Almost every MMO where alts are allowed, they're just so good. Those puns are met, then no more. I'll take a specific plan for them, though. Only clearing the regions until those plans are met. Then no more. Half of Team RPS far enough to do raids? I don't know, man. I could be wrong. I just don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating how many people are playing Iron Man and how many people are taking it seriously. To be fair, once again, I'm not the arbiter of truth. I'm just a guy sharing my opinions and my thoughts, just like you guys are, you know? I'm just fortunate to have a platform. It doesn't mean anything special. What I do is build raids for my alt and then use clear storage of birds. Was supposed to learn flipping. I like to recommend start learning flipping with one market. I think learning the Ditto market is a great way to get into flipping. I have a basic beginner flipping guide which covers the Ditto market. It's old, so the prices are off, but the thought process is correct. I can link you that. Here is my beginner's flipping guide. And then if you want to learn more about flipping, people like Epoch or other content creators make amazing stuff where they do a lot more flipping than me. They'll be a lot more educated on the topic. I do actually want Night Slash, don't I, over Haze here. They just appear. Yeah, a teach. Great. Yeah, there's a lot of like custom NPCs and custom content that just appears during the event. PVM Amaya, thank you so much for becoming a cool duder. I really fucking appreciate that. I hope the content has been worth it to you to go above and beyond and support me like that. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A plan that requires JOHTO, don't call the other regions on the alt unless you have a specific... I get that. I like the idea. Maybe I'm just... Plan that requires JOHTO, don't call the other regions on the alt unless you have a specific reason. Fair, like, is that fair enough? I guess it's for like time efficiency. I honestly, maybe I'm stupid. I like to encourage people to just like make as many alts as possible. If you want, if it's fun for you, if you're like bored and want to, I think people recommend, if you're bored in PokeMMO, go start a new account, make an alt. It's so refreshing. And then you finish one storyline and you're like, okay, I missed the main. It's breaking acclamation. We just talked about it, you know? Break acclamation, do one storyline. Then be like, okay, I can't wait to get back to the main account and grind shiny hunting, you know? Literally, PokeMMO is like a battle against acclamation. You know, if you can break acclamation, and you learn a lot of life lessons with MMOs like that. Same with old school RuneScape. I saw the thumbnail. I didn't actually click on it yet, Tom. Maxing playing Unova storyline PC alts in my cook chat. I think it's based, man. You're making alts for something so the limit is 5 at one time. That is confirmed by Q. I've never heard of or seen anything about that. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I would just love a source for that, Chelsea. I don't know what that means or what that... I've never heard about that. I'd love a just screenshot or something. But for me, I'm honored to hear it, PVM. Let's go to... No, dude, I love your parentheses. That's so fucking fair. Yes, thank you so much, Chelsea. That's so fair, Ateek. For ghost type, I forget what is the pump. I don't remember the pumpkin's typing. Is he like ghost grass? No. Is he ghost fire? The pumpkin is, I don't remember his exact typing, to be honest. I don't know if it matters. You usually just follow a strategy. Like, you usually just follow a guide. It just tells you what to, yeah. Filthy McNasty. This name is fucking awesome. It shouldn't be in JOHTO quite yet. Whoops. Go Hoenn, I think. Yeah, Hoenn. For the game, they keep it vague on purpose. Soft limit. I haven't heard of. It's cool to know though. I didn't know this. Did not find any source. Make the strats. Yes, that's the exactly. Yes, Pokegym, 100%. For sure, for sure, for sure. If you're in YouTube chat, Chelsea, YouTube chat's gonna auto delete any links. You might need to either DM it to me on Discord or post it in Twitch chat. I don't know if you already sent it, but I didn't see anything. But yeah, YouTube's gonna auto cook any links. Sorry about that. I need a memento here. I almost memento the dark type, but that would fuck it up because it would prevent the prankster. Oh, it's your IGN? Iron Patrouski. Mail it to you in game. You could probably whisper it to me. Can't mail me. My mail is full on purpose. You can whisper it to me. I'm Iron Patrouski, no spaces, like this. Thank you. I really appreciate. I don't mean to. I feel bad as a content creator. If I'm ever like, oh, let me see a source on that. I'm not trying to doubt you. I'm not trying to call you a liar. That feels awkward and bad. I'm sorry. I have to see a source, you know, because I'm gonna spread the information. If I'm ever gonna spread the information, I've got to see a source first, you know. Obviously that's, you know, obvious, but I just don't want people to feel like I'm fact checking them on every. I mean, the reality is I am fact checking, you know. It's probably hopefully an important thing as a semi quasi fake reporter, you know. Is there a Bodhi-esque guide from? No, there's not. It's just so new. Like, Iron Man have only really existed in PokeMMO for 3 months. A lot of people just don't know the... we don't know the perfect route and stuff. Also, the support ticket to confirm is so good. Bat checking? Yeah, that too. Fuck, did the link not work on... That sucks, Chelsea. I'm sorry. Did you send it in game as well and it didn't work? I don't see anything in game. Well, I appreciate all your... It feels so bad. There you go. Okay, Imager. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's like really, really good information to... I'm gonna copy paste the Imager link. Thank you so much. Okay. Let me read through this. This is really small. Let me... Oh, man. Okay, I think the best way is going to be to chop it up. I'm going to chop off your kind response. I'm so sorry. For reference, Chelsea afterwards said, thanks so much. This helps a lot. Have a great day. I'm going to chop that off for brevity's sake. But that is a very nice reply. And I'm going to try to... So I'm doing my Jimmy run still. So I'm also trying to, like, do my Jimmy run while... Oh my god, the text is so small. Can I zoom in on this? I think I tried to, but even then. Okay, I think I'm going to... Oh my god, this is still so small. Sorry, it's not. No, you're perfect, Chelsea. It's just funny. It's not your fault. I'm trying to like screenshot it in a way. Did I make it worse? Oh my god, I made it worse. Okay, let me just split it up into two. Let me just split it up into two straight. What the fuck is happening? Here you go. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. That's really funny. Oh my god, this is perfection. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry to make you do that. You're putting in so much above and beyond effort to make me be able to... Thank you. Really appreciate that. Some people did upset, somewhat understandably, when I asked for like proof or evidence or a screenshot. But you're being very... You're like not only being understanding about it, but being above and beyond. So thank you so much. Why is it still... Okay, I think we just blow it up. We blow it up. I think the best way to do this is to just do it one message at a time. Okay. The next question is, should this get its own... I feel like this has got to get its own video, not like be in the stream recap. So maybe I'm cope. Okay. Dude, hell yeah. Dark, happy to hear it, man. That's a good second gym run as well. Okay. Okay. I just heard about something I've never heard of before, and I'm interested in learning more. Shout out to Chelsea the Weeb for linking me, giving me a screenshot and providing proof of evidence of this conversation. Basically, Chelsea had a conversation with Q talking about something along the lines of a soft cap on how many alt accounts are allowed for specific things. I don't know. I'm just going to read it and try to see what they say. So basically, thanks for the quick response. You've been, this being nice, helpful. One of the cases Q mentioned is players, quote unquote, from Q, I believe. Players who are, a player quoting Q previously. Players who are shiny hunting on a few accounts are probably going to be ignored, but if you are shiny hunting across 5+ accounts, we'll probably just terminate all of your accounts. If you're asking whether there is a passive nerf to the rates, the answer is no. We'd rather just close your accounts entirely. Now, I'm sure they would tell you, hey, don't do that before just banning them all. I would assume that makes sense. And then you said, Chelsea said, can I ask if this is being interpreted as no more than 5 or you can't use 5 or more? Great question. If you see the above ticket, I've seen both answers be given. If you can't say for sure, is there any way for me to contact a developer or someone? So Chelsea is talking to a staff member, and then Q actually comes in to respond, which is nice. I'm doing everything manually, so however, there seems to be a hard cap in references to Q's statement. Thank you for your time, and it feels like I'm... Okay, yeah. Let's then read Q's response. All right, this is the only way to do this, so we do it live. Q's response. Hi, connection and device limitations are enforced by the game server itself, not the game masters. Multi-accounting is not something which the game masters have a formal policy on, which is why you're getting different answers. When it comes to rules administration, we try to be lenient by default, which I love and respect, and try not to impose new rules unless necessary. Normally, when we close accounts for this rule, it's because a user is violating other rules too. For example, using software to multiply inputs across multiple devices simultaneously, tampering with the client to evade server limits, etc. We know lots of people who prefer to do cooperative activities like holiday events, raids, etc. with their own accounts, and we try to accommodate for that. For your question, this is the biggest point. For your question, I would advise that 5 unique devices for the purposes of shiny hunting is a reasonable limit for what can be considered legitimate play. Above that, you may run into a situation where we automatically kick you off your accounts. So I assume it's for some server limitation thing, which makes sense. It just seems like, and it also seems like they're not closing accounts or banning. It seems like if you try to shiny hunt specifically on more than five, there's a limit. So 6 or more, right? So over 5, if you try to shiny hunt on 5 or more, or more than 5 devices specifically is the wording, they might kick you off of your accounts. The same way if you try to log into 2 accounts on the same device, they also kick you off. If you ever seen that message, it says like, hey, like you can't do that, or they'll kick you offline or whatever. That makes sense to me. This feels like a really, really niche thing that is not going to affect 99.9% of players. And honestly, I don't think 99.9% of players even need to know that this exists. But if you're someone who ever planned on shiny hunting on like 10 accounts, or you wanted to like maximize to such a degree, it's an important thing to know. It is an important thing for a lot of people to know, I guess, but well, not a lot, but some, a very niche, you know, anyways. So yeah, I think it's kind of, I've never heard of this. I played this game for, 10,000 hours. I've never heard of this. It's obviously kind of a soft rule to just give them more leeway, which is tougher for the players, but also makes more sense for them. You got to be charitable with that. I think it makes sense. I have no problems with it as a big shunter who loves shunting on multiple devices, but I wanted to spread that information out there for people who have never heard of this. Once again, I had never heard of it, so I think it's a good thing to know. Shout out to Chelsea the Weeb for helping us find that, and then shout out to Q for being communicative in the support ticket and actually like giving us a dev response was pretty nice. Yeah, it's good to know. There you go. There's your little PokeMMO news for the day. Thanks for watching. No, yeah, so the question becomes, should this get its own video or go in the recap?
I just wish he knew.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of agree, Fly Happy. I feel like it should get its own video. That's kind of where I'm at. Might be good, yeah. I think announcement stuff like that usually gets its own little memer. Okay, sorry, excuse me. Thank you again, Chelsea. That was really, really good. Where'd my restream go? Fuck, wait a minute. Okay. My chat was down for a sec. My chat is back. Everybody, repeat every message you typed in the last 2 minutes. Go. Thank you. It is now a rule. You must retype everything I missed, okay? Thank you. What PPMax and Sweet Send after the nerfs? What nerfs? And yes, absolutely. PPMax and Sweet Send is amazing. I don't know if I know what nerfs you're referring to, though. The hidden ability, though. I have not done Movie Patrouski yet. Yeah, I really appreciate your understanding, Chelsea. Real seriously. No, nothing wrong with nothing. You're perfect, Atik. The raids that appear in dens are alphas or just mobs with stronger moves. They are both great. They're alpha Pokemon, but they also have unique mechanics and are like have stronger stats and stuff like that. They are catchable basically after you defeat the raid. You just throw one Pokeball and it just auto catches. Once you defeat the raid, you get the free catch essentially. Great questions. You're perfect. Fuck Chad. You're too nice to me, Jedstar. What's up, man? I saw Tom snort glue. Me too, man. I snort glue. Okay, wait a minute. I thought you were just spreading rumors, but he just he was just saying it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck. There you go. With the army, I'm on a RuneScape prep server. They do YouTube wars, and these prep servers can make it. Can make it, but with PokeMMO X, with the Iron Man. I don't know if PokeMMO private servers are possible. I have no idea. I'm not gonna mess with that. Sorry, it's just not my cup of tea. I didn't play with one usage instead of 4, so I thought it counted by 1. Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. There is no... Yeah. The amount of sweet scents is the same. There's no nerf. There was no nerf. Before, when you PP maxed your sweet scent, it would go up... Because basically, the way... It's just a visual change. The way it worked was, before, your sweet scent would show the amount of total sweet scent PP that the move itself has. But then it would deduct by a percentage, right? So if you had your sweet scent PP maxed, it would say sweet scent 32 out of 32. But every time you would use a sweet scent, it would detract like 6 PP, because you would only ever get 6 sweet scents on a PP max per sweet scent, even if the PP was said that the number was higher, if that makes sense. You could even, well, a good example is if you had 6 Pokemon all with sweet scent PP maxed in your party, right? I don't know the exact numbers, just a percentage, right? But like, okay, right? So if you had 6 Pokemon all with PP max sweet scent, so they all had like 32 sweet scent, your sweet scent would say 192 sweet scents, but then it would subtract by like 40 or whatever 6 sweet scents would be. I just did the wrong click, but you could only, no matter the number, you could only ever do 6 sweet scents before having to go heal. That's why they changed it. It's a great question. They changed it because it's confusing. This, you know, exactly how, yeah. So they changed it to just say the actual numbers of sweet scents you have left. What is in your hotkey bar? Great question. Let's go like 1 gym left, maybe. OU viewer battles? No, I'm gonna be honest, no. I'm sorry if that's selfish. I have no interest in doing OU battles with viewers. Number 1, because I'm bad. Number 2, because I don't want someone to get mad or upset, whether it's me or the viewer. And then number 3, there's just no benefit aside from the fun of it, which is kind of cute. Maybe like one day we'll do something like that, but like when I'm playing, I like to grind for rewards when I'm playing PvP. You know, I'm definitely reward orientated. I'm not a PvP player. I'm not trying to, you know, just get better and better and better, whatever. Yes, it would be fun. Yeah, I respect that, Ken Chicken. Like, it would be fun. It'd be a fun community day sometime. I saw it. Yeah, no, that's a cool... It'd be a cool, like, streamathon reward. I think that's a cool idea in the future. New content? Yes, it's so exciting, Bocce. Yeah, for sure. Also, I feel like almost every year we see a lot of new content creators start during event season. Event season is a really good time to like carve your space as a new content creator. Like, be the first person to drop a really good guide for like activity like that. Like, that's a really big thing we see is a lot of new content creators. What's it called? Yeah. Oh, they're doing a PvP game. Yeah, I need to think of new exciting HelloFresh Factor incentives. I need to brainstorm some stuff about that, Dan. I think I'm behind. Yeah. First up, Trevor. Yo, happy to have you. What's up? What's up? LTM. Right, over to you. Dude, I've been saying forever, like content creator, I've been saying forever, I am the most popular English content creator for PokeMMO currently. That's not always going to be the case. Someone's going to overpass me at some point. I'm just waiting for that day to come. I'm just a stepping stone for the community right now. What's that? One of my favorite quotes was when that, I don't even know who it was, so I can't directly quote him, but there was a speedrunner who like got world record for a game, and then his first thing he said after achieving the world record, his like life's work, was like, yeah, I have it right now, but I'm going to be surpassed in the future when people discover new strats, get better than me. Like, I'm just a stepping stone, and I'm happy to be like, I'm happy to have my part in history, but it's just a small part. And that's such a insanely, like, what a thing to say after like becoming the best in the world at something. I think that is so beautiful. I really respect that and stand by that a ton. That's cool, True Moon. Okay, wait. Can't hear you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right. Gym rerun done. We have a lot more to do today. Holy shit. Yeah, there you go, Bendy. All right, that is our gym rerun done. Up to back over 1 million Pokeyen. Not for very long, though, to be honest. And then our Honchkrow all up to level 61. That's pretty good, man. I'm going to head back to the PC, reorganize my party, and then I think go breed. I think I have to go farm. I think the next step is Magnemite farming. I think that's